Hello, hello, glasses. Welcome to today's messages. Thank you for being here. Let's tune in, tap into the frequencies of the day. Yes, let's do it. Beautiful. I hope you are well, good, choosing love. And if you've got sunshine, get some on your face. In moderation. In moderation. Okay, let's tap in and see what messages come up for us today. Self-acceptance. A 33. Yes. I think this is one of the most important parts of the journey, is to accept who you are now. And to truly do that, we must accept all the versions of self that got us here, right? Because we wouldn't have arrived here without all of those stepping stones, right? So self-acceptance is not just about now. It's about all of the steps to now as well, to truly accept, right? This is part of the healing and integration and shadow work, is this reclaiming of fractured versions of self throughout our past, going back and finding the gems, the wisdom, the lessons, forgiving, giving love to, holding, acknowledging, doing whatever we can to reintegrate those parts of self. This is part of the wholeness, right? This is part of the creation of the vessel, which we are, the container, right? That holds liquid sunshine. When we've got little fissures and cracks, and then we get leaks, then we're not overflowing, we're trying to fill it, right? And this is why you have to start with yourself. You can fill it all you want, but if there's holes, you're going to have leaks. So this is where that Japanese concept of kitsume, what is it? Where they take a broken object and fill it, mend it with gold, and then it transforms, like its traumas become part of its beauty, right? Okay. Kitsunage. I knew what it was. Something like that. You don't use it, you lose it. Okay. Okay, what do we got? I think this one might be emergence. Oh, this book. Oh, there it is. Emergence helps you leave your cocoon once and for all without feeling doubt or insecure. Now you can spread your wings and show who you really are, okay? You're emerging a butterfly. You've gone through the transformation. Now it's time to accept who you are. Remember, Simba, who you are, right? Okay. Beautiful. Confirmation already. Let's see what the runes want to come out and add to this confirmation fest. All of them, no. Just one, please. Just one card, say, or relevant ones. I'm going for another one. Okay. Okay. We've got Ginas. This speaks about learning and wisdom and passion and purpose. Maybe. Where are you? Enlightenment, creativity, skill, offspring, and learning. Has the hot, bright energy of fire and the illuminating torch. It represents the search for truth and knowledge and a burning creative drive. In a reading, Kinaz speaks of artistic and technical ability and honing your craft. Lighting your way through the dark, it encourages you to be a self-starter and to take initiative, guided by curiosity and intelligence. Beautiful. I feel like this is almost like saying you have enough life experience that you can look back and see how powerful and magical you actually are, especially coming into it, to this recognition, to this acceptance, right? You are a powerful co-creator with the universe. You are taking accountability and ownership for your life in a way that is transformative, right? And this is beautiful. This personal responsibility, this ownership of your emotion, this reclaiming of your power from external sovereignty, right? This is your power center. When you are no longer tied, there are no strings on me. When you're no longer tied to another, or don't even have any visible strings that anyone walking by can interact with. This is your power. And this is visible, right? People are like walking around covered in strings, and you're not. People can tell that energetically, right? They're like, what's going on with this person? Something's different. Oh, you have no strings. Right. Usually I can walk up to somebody and I know exactly what string to pull. But with you, I don't know. Okay. Wow. Those are some powerful cards. Okay. We got Justice in the World and the Eight of Swords. So this is my create boundaries for yourself. This is to keep you safe from internal and external debris. I want to call it debris because I feel like it's relevant. I feel like there's a lot of electromagnetic debris rippling out as everybody is processing and in various stages of denial and um, acknowledgement, right, of what is happening, unfolding in this world. The revelation, we're in it. We're in the great revelation, right? It's the reveal. And don't let it in too much. Be mindful of your consumption, okay? And by not feasting upon what is being served right now does not mean you are turning a blind eye to it. You can be aware that something is existing, and you can make choices in your day-to-day life, in your personal sphere, that supports the opposite, right? You can mindfully keep an ear out and hear the things that we need to let go of, remove ourselves from. Do what you can in your own, but protect your mind, okay? Protect your heart. There's always something that we can look at that will make us feel disempowered and small. And this is the free will, right? Choose otherwise. This is super important because not only are you affected by the things in this world, but the world is affected by the frequency that you emit. And so be the light in the darkness, okay? It's not a denial that the darkness is there. It is a shining regardless. This is part of the rewriting, the justice, okay? Justice happens. Karma is real. What goes around comes around, right? It is not your job to be the universal judge, jury, and executioner outside of yourself. So I'm really getting that. Watch what you are consuming because you are bringing it in to your energetic field. And this, is it subterfuge? I don't know what that word means. But it's like you could have the most fortified situation, but if you bring something in, well, it doesn't matter how many defenses and laser beams and walls you have, you let it in, right? So be mindful of what you are letting in. Think about your sphere of resonance and its reach. That's what you focus on. You're here and now. Like ripples, if we all do that, then our edges start to connect, and then we cover the globe, okay? Think in those terms. The more darkness, the more need for anchoring in the light, okay? And so move forward confidently and boldly with discernment. Okay, this is a page. So it's this new, you're emerging, right? This is a new territory. You are shining brighter than you ever have before. And so the darkness is darker than it's ever been before. This is divine balance. This is part of the laws. And so move confidently in your light, choosing love, see through love goggles, and choose love. Choose love. We need it now more than ever. Yeah, we need it now more than ever. Action from the heart space. Foster love. Comments in all the engagements, right? We can blame, we can point fingers, we can deny our own tendency to ignore. And for those of you who already knew about everything that's coming out right now, you've kind of got the upper hand because you've already gone through the process of acknowledgement, right? And even though it wasn't really confirmed, this was pattern recognition, you just felt it, this was intuitive knowing, something was off, something didn't feel right, there was too many you know, messages hidden in plain sight that you were able to pick up on. All the more reason, I think that was why you were given the sight. That's why you glimpsed the truth, so that you can be an anchor as the majority processes this truth, so that you're not in that same process at the same time, right? You've already processed it. So now it's just a confirmation, and you're just like, okay, love. Let's take action from the heart space. Okay, we got the chariot coming out again. And this is why, because we're in timeline shifting, we're in between worlds, we're on an overlap where we can be this shining bright beacon in the darkness. And this is why we need to anchor. This is why we need to hold our zone. Okay. Okay. So who else wants to come out here? Yeah. Your experience and process of healing, your lack mindset, your choosing, right? This is a 5 of Cups, and it landed on the King. You had to go through this in order to become a king. You had to go without, you had to make do. You had to learn the difference between focusing on loss versus focusing on gratitude. You had to experience what it felt like, what it looked like, what resulted from it on both sides, so that you can arrive at a place where you start to mindfully choose, right? That's your becoming a king. To be able to choose the love and the gratitude. Let the losses fall. Think of it as energy exchange, right? Things have served, and now it's time to move on. Energy is supposed to flow. I was thinking about how we pass things on generation to generation, and it holds memory, it holds ancestry, it holds all these kinds of things, but it also holds trauma. It holds old mindsets and limiting beliefs, old ways of doing things that may no longer serve. And so I always wonder about this paying it forward. You know, are we actually passing along? I think there's a way to honor and to cleanse and clear and process. But then, you know, with timelines too, when you move into a new timeline, a lot of the times you have to let go of the devils. There it is. It flipped over, right? That are attached. Energy can be infused. I'm seeing that. Burn it to release it, right? That's a that's another thing. Maybe it's relevant for you if it makes you think of something that you are holding that may need proper cleansing, if not a release. Yeah. So we've got the Four of Swords here. And this is that take the time to honor, to rest, to acknowledge, right? This is part of your stability. This is part of your foundation, is this honoring self and rest and restoration that is necessary. It's part of your self-acceptance. You've been through a lot. You've done a lot. You've healed a lot. You've processed a lot. You've put up with a lot, right? I always say, well, I don't always say, it's my new thing that I always say now. It's never too late to hold somebody accountable for what you let them get away with in the past. And it doesn't have to be with malice. It doesn't have to be a grudge thing. It's just a payment due, right? Okay, well, that's auspicious. The divine commitment and mutual union, sacred oaths, just landed on the King of Cups, okay? So your heart action is going to lead you to beautiful, mutual, reciprocating gorgeousness, okay? Yes, that will last a lifetime. And you're going to be able to recognize it because of everything that you have gone through that has made you a master. I'm just going to put those two over there. That's beautiful. You know I love the Two of Cups. Just the Two of Cups. We can make it if we try. Just the Two of Cups. You and I. Who's this? Who's this? Okay, we got your experiences in the past, and we've got divine inspiration. We've got your ancestors leading you, pathway, cake crumbs, signs and synchronicities, support, love, and protection, okay, from your spirit team. And this is the pathway to where you are now. These are all the versions of self that you needed to evolve through in order to get to where you are now, where you are accepting of every step that you had to take. This is what is leading you into your future. This is what is guiding you to your divine justice, to your rewards for a job well done. You were alchemizing and processing generations of shadow and karma. It is no small thing, and so your reward will reflect it. Wow. Empress. This is the open and receiving and allowing your external to reflect the work you've done on the inside. The Empress holds the frequency of love, and all things are drawn in to her. Love, joy, peace, harmony, prosperity. Gorgeousness. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, accept that you are a freaking empress. This is regardless of gender. This is a state of being, right? The feminine is the state of being. The masculine is the action. You are only taking actions guided by your heart. You are letting that be your authority. And this is moving your timeline to love. Okay, recognize your power. Accept it. Accept it. Empress, this is your butterfly stage. This is what you're emerging. You've emerged wherever you are in your process. This is why. This is why for. Beautiful. Does anybody else want to come out? Okay, yeah, we've got your balancing of your light and your shadow, which is part of your process. And we've got the power of your words and your thoughts in alignment, okay? This is part of your recognition of self and acceptance. You're powerful. What you speak and think when they are in line is powerful. This is why the Empress is in a state of receiving, listening. Her mouth's not open, her eyes aren't open. She's feeling, she's knowing, she's being. And from that state, what you speak manifests. So be mindful. This is another part of the start of the reading, the channeled part about being very protective about what you are pulling into your reality. Okay? This very much could be a calculated revelation in the world right now to utilize this space and time of potent time shifting to get the powerful you to use their power to serve the dark. Okay? So this is why there is that necessity to hold the frequency of love. Hold it like the world depends on it, okay? Because what you hold, you will receive. Beautiful. This is what you're pulling in. You're pulling in manifestations. You're becoming one able to receive manifestations. So be intentional and manifest love. Okay? Yes. Yes. I agree with myself. Okay. Okay. Let's get a planet. Yeah, that's right. Because we are tapping in to this is it. This is what I'm talking about. Literally, the planets are aligning right now. They're going to be visible in the sky tonight, which, we'll probably have clouds. And so we can't see it. But the power is still there, right? This is the shrouding. This is the veil, the cover up, the don't look over there, look over there, right? The deflection, the distraction. So experience it internally. And I feel like that's what, this chariot with all the moons in the background, it's like lining up the timelines. The planets are lining up. It's crazy. Okay. So let's see what astro card wants to come out. There's one. It is Arrival Gorgeous. You have arrived. Look at this world and protection and beautiful abundance, right? The first house. The first house of the day. Okay, 39. The first house describes how you enter the world, your first impressions, and the birth of your journey of self-discovery. If your chart were a village map, the house would be the gateway and information center. Planets in the first house are just about to rise over the eastern horizon where the sun would be just before dawn. So we feel them strongly. Okay, the action. Take responsibility for how you are perceived. As you walk in the door, assess what you lead with, what your mannerisms, appearance, and signals say. Notice if you leave with charm or prickly defenses, with your mind or heart, or whether you are versatile. Okay, so If you feel misunderstood, look for a misconception, yours or there, underneath any tension, and see what can be done to clear the lens. This is, we're already here, right? Confirmation of taking heart-based actions. Yes, your external is an indicator, it's a reflection, but it's also, there's personal reflection and then there's collective reflection. And this is why we created detachment, in a sense, a bubble, something like that. Okay, the challenge. You're challenged to see beyond the shallowness of appearances, see behind the smoke screens, and take responsibility for how you are perceived. And the gift, evaluate how you interact with the world as the beginning of a journey of self-discovery. So this is really the self-acceptance, right? Are you walking into a room waiting to be evaluated by others and have them tell you, dictate, mirror, model, or whatever back to you how you are being perceived? Or are you stepping into the room fully realized? Are you stepping in as an empress? There's no wiggle room. People know exactly who you are energetically. This is part of your self-acceptance. This is part of the sovereignty of self, is to be confidently moving forward in your own, right? Holding the sword of truth in front of you. That is your guide. That is your compass. It is also the tool that will cut away any obstacles that come in your way, that appear in your path, right? It cuts away facades so you can see things as they are. It clears away the smoke screens. It sees behind the curtain, right? Whatever analogy you want to use. Okay, I think we should get a fairy card. The fairies want to weigh in on this because they too are a part of this magical world. They too respond to the love frequency. They're high vibrating entities, beings. And as we shift and rise, they're waiting there for us, right? Okay. Okay. Penelope Dreamweaver. What you got for us, Penelope? A 28. Okay. Inspiration, magical dreams, and visions. Weaver of dreams, bringer of visions, muse of artistic inspiration. Penelope weaves tapestries in the mind with threads of light, color, and sound. When she comes to us in dreams, we waken under her enchantment and rush for our paints or clay or other forms of expression. Seek visions and inspiration. Be aware that there are often subtle and that they are often subtle and require close attention. Fantasies, dreams, and daydreams are all places an inspiration fairy can contact us, but she can also pop up unannounced in the midst of most ordinary of activities, in the bath, washing the dishes, driving the car, or anywhere else that our mind is half occupied and half running on idle. Pay special attention to unsought inspirations at this time. They have something wonderful to offer you, but it is up to you to catch them and bring them into reality. Beautiful. Look at her. Wow. Powerful. Yes, this is the perfect place for you to bring and hold your attention, is into the creative, right? This is how you anchor in love frequency. Creativity is part of the love frequency. And so, it's not all about painting and making. It's also food and how you dress, how you engage your garden, your home space, how you decorate. There's so many levels of creativity, and how you dream, how you interact with people. It's all creativity in the works. So find your creative strengths and hone them, right? We had this honing of the skills. So focus in on and give attention to those aspects of self. And maybe there's even um, a, a reconnection with your inner child in that time, right? It's usually during our inner child phases that we get pushed away from our creative, imaginative, explorative parts of self, which is another aspect of the beginning channel. And so reignite that, reignite it. Okay, we've got conscious breathing. Okay, get into the habit of consciously breathing, taking deep diaphragm breaths and releasing. Add an element of visualization. You are breathing in green, healing energy from the earth, from the atmosphere, and you are breathing out whatever you want to release, right? With gratitude, with gratitude. Time to rest. Okay, this is that card I put away with the rest and rejuvenation, right? This period of you've done really well. You've come a long way. You've worked really hard. You deserve to recuperate. Okay. You are worthy. You are worthy of this shift. You are worthy of this transformation, of this acknowledgement of self, of who you've transformed into. Your heart knows, okay? This is why you are letting your inner king move from the heart space. Beautiful. Dance with your eyes closed. This is a good time to shut out the noise and to embody this Empress energy. Okay? She's basically dancing with her eyes closed right here. If dancing, it's kind of the King of Cups and the Empress together, because the dancing is the action, the movement from your heart space, and the eyes closed is the Empress in receiving mode. So that's a beautiful balance. And this is part of who you are now. This is part of what you're accepting, right? This is part of your magic and ability, all in divine timing. Trust in divine timing, trust in the universe and the laws and the reflection and the inner workings, the stuff growing beneath the surface, stabilizing, working in your favor. And finally, clean your space. Yeah, I mean, we still live in the three-dimensional world. We still can get clutter and dust and grime. And so keep moving energy around, keep cleansing and clearing. This is another level of protection, of setting clear boundaries. What is not aligned with your greatest and highest truth has no place here, right? Yes. Okay. Let's get some charms. Like that. Okay. What do we got here? There's the beautiful reading, right? Yes. Lots of gorgeous things here. Okay. So we've got the steering wheel here. This is your actions that you are taking, steering your ship. Every time you follow a sign in synchronicity, every time you evolve, you are steering the ship or turning the wheel in your favor, moving closer to your greatest and highest timeline, right? Which the universe also conspires in your favor, working with you, meeting you halfway. Okay, we've got this horse, so you could resonate with being a horse. You know, maybe your Chinese animal is horse. This is also momentum, I want to say, and this building of momentum of the releasing old versions of self, allowing you to connect with who you were always meant to, right? We've got this kitty here. This is the being able to see things not most people can see, and trusting that, right? You have had suspicions and knowings and feelings of everything that is happening right now. You knew this before you knew for sure. And now those things are confirmed. So accept your vision, your ability to see, to perceive, and let it be so. Trust it or know it or just own it, right? Okay, we've got Jesus here. This is holding space like Jesus. This is the faith, unwaveringly so, right? Jesus held the frequency of love all the way to the end, right? Second to last words, so they say, were, forgive them, for they know not what they do, right? He still had love for the people who hammered him to a cross. So hold your faith, hold your trust, hold your love like Jesus. Okay, and then we've got this bird in a cage, but outside of the cage, and it's singing. So this is safety, safe space to be, but also free to come and go, right? Beautiful. We've got this ease and flow. Okay, this glide. It is unobstructive, it's smooth, and maybe it's tricky. Then we've got gifts. Okay, heart gifts coming in. This is what you're protecting. This is what you're sensing with your intuition. What's this? Oh, there's another one. It's the lion and the lightning. Okay, so efforts to break down your boundaries to get in, but you are holding strong and fast. Also, this resting and rejuvenation phase, because you will be required to expend a lot of energy soon. And so you want to be prepared for that. Okay, also, protection and all that jazz. Okay, we've got love over here. Okay, you're manifesting love by holding the love frequency. I said you're holding it. You're holding it. There you go. And we've got your self care spider. This is attending to your electrical magnetic web. Okay, make sure that it is, look at this web in the background of the Empress. Make sure it is strong and fluid and gorgeous, just like you. Okay, and then we've got dependability with this dash hound here, loyal, best friend, and what a treat. What a treat. Apple has lots of beautiful symbolism in the love department. So research it. Check it out. Look at, we got rainbow confirmation on the world here. So you're doing it. We're doing it. We are manifesting love by holding the frequency, by accepting that that is our role, that is our job, that is why we're here. Okay? So be empowered, be emboldened, be sovereign, and continue to be your gorgeous, beautiful, shining self. Okay? Shine bright like a diamond. Love you, appreciate you, and wishing you all the good stuff and the strength to be. Love you. Bye.